Do you have the confidence to wear fine clothes and stand out? Clothing that will get you compliments wherever you go. Today we're looking at Tom Hiddleston's style in the TV show The Night Manager. We'll break down his style from casual shirts to some of the finest suits on TV. And we'll take a look at what is so great about them and what you should look for when buying a suit like this. And how to develop the confidence to handle the compliments that they will attract. Hi, I'm Michael and welcome to my channel for the love of suits. If you're new here, we try to find inspiration on how to dress well from the best dressed men on the screen. I'll break down what they're wearing, how it's put together, and why people admire them. And more importantly, to help you dress like the man you want to be. So please, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Like flight attendants, hotel staff often wear suits and are the best dressed people in their work environment, their guests being dressed far more casually. However, if you look closely, you'll notice the fabric on their suits is usually of the cheapest material, possibly giving them an air of less sophistication than they should have. That is because after fit, fabric is the most important aspect of any suit. And while Tom Hiddleston looks great in the suit, you can tell that it looks a little cheap. The fabric probably has more in common with a McDonald's uniform than a suit from Suit Supply. This is of course a cost issue for them, but is a lesson for us. This is quite likely a 100% polyester suit, and cutting the cost of the fabric affects not just the material, but also the colour. Yes, believe it or not, discerning colours cost money too. Even the shirt and tie have a neat but cheap quality about them. And this is why, when choosing your own suit, after the fit, you should spend that extra money on a quality fabric that is going to make you look good. You don't want anybody to think you're an off-duty concierge. Unless you are, of course, in which case you look fantastic. In the days of casual dress, even a simple collared shirt can leave an impression. This is a casual shirt and not a dress shirt, but the quality and the colour of the cotton is striking. A dress shirt should have no pocket on the front, as it is designed to be worn with a jacket. Also, a proper dress shirt should have a larger and stiffer collar. This is an unstructured collar, although it's certainly no crime to wear a shirt like this with a suit or jacket. Also, the blue of the shirt really highlights Tom's eyes, which is always a good move. Tom is wearing another casual shirt. It's a light grey linen shirt, which is fine and breathable for the heat. It's untucked, which is also perfect for a hot climate to let air flow through, and even though this time there is no pocket, it has an American-style placket on the front, making it quite casual. The length is perfect for an untucked shirt. He has complemented them with some light grey pants and light grey espadrille-style shoes. As Tom is quite a fit individual, he is the perfect candidate for a Henley t-shirt. This one being a long-sleeve Henley in a dark green ribbed cotton. Although a Henley t-shirt is best worn by men with a fit body and a decent amount of muscle, it can be worn by anybody due to the fact that it has buttons, which when left unbuttoned create a V, which gives a strong masculine shape to the chest and shoulders. The ribbing, if not elasticated, will actually help to hide a few flaws in your physique, in the same way that a PK cotton polo shirt will help those without an ideal gym body. The same V created by suit jackets has been around for decades and left relatively unchanged for that very reason. He has paired it with some black pants and white sneakers, which work well in that climate. Location and climate also play a factor in what looks good and what doesn't. I absolutely love a good fitting scene in a movie. I've been measured up plenty of times myself, but never in such opulent circumstances. I can completely understand the smile on Tom's face, and I'm envious of the experience. If you're ever getting a made-to-measure or fully bespoke suit, the key to getting it right is the measurements. I'm very bad at taking my own measurements, which is why I do not order suits online. I always go to a tailor to get them myself. If you can ever afford to have a tailor come to you, just like this scene, he will bring a variety of suits for you to view, as well as some bunches to choose different fabrics from. And of course, several shirts to try on. And this is a beautiful example of a white dress shirt with French cuffs. The suits are actually tailored by Tom Sweeney, and in this scene, the tailor taking the measurements is played by Bart Corris, the assistant costume designer from the Night Manager production. Naturally, once your tailor has your measurements, you can order many suits without being remeasured, although there will always be a second or even a third fitting to make adjustments. But it is all part of the fun and the experience. And you can also see a selection of shoes and watches laid out to match the new range of suits. I would think I would sell my soul, as Tom pretends to here, to have somebody ordered that many suits for me. Let me briefly fill you in on what Hugh Laurie's character orders. He orders 2 of the suit he's wearing currently, a very good idea if it's going to be a working suit for you. Also a bird's eye pattern, which is a small oval pattern with a dot in the middle representing a bird's eye. It's a very nice subtle pattern. He orders a Prince of Wales, which is the Glen check with an overcheck on it in a different colour. He also orders a grey Super 100. A Super 100 fabric is made from finer, thinner threads, so it's a finer, lighter fabric, but it's not necessarily better than a regular fabric. Here we have Tom resplendent in that suit, and what a suit. Let's start with the most important aspect, the fit. It is supposedly tailor-made, so we can expect it to fit perfectly. The fit begins with the shoulders, and the shoulder fit is fantastic. The shoulders are the biggest error anybody was going to notice. Second most important aspect is the fabric, and this looks like a very fine wool silk blend. If I had any quibbles at all, it would be some of the styling details. The main one is that the jacket is slightly short, which was the fashion at the time, but thankfully they didn't go all in on that trend. The lapels are slightly narrow, but so slight I don't think it matters, and none of this takes away from the fact that Tom looks fantastic in this suit. The suit itself is a 2-button 2-piece notch lapel suit with flap pockets. It is a standard business suit with a slim cut, certainly not too slim. But the colour and fabric make it a suave garment, but in a subtle and sophisticated manner. The suit also has pick stitching around the edges of the jacket, which is a sign of a tailored suit and a nice touch. Tom has matched his leathers by having black shoes and a black leather belt. The shirt is an open neck white shirt. A clean, white, crisp shirt is perfect to elevate a suit like this. And I've been asked before how to achieve that exact clean, white, crisp look. Obviously, you have to start with a clean, stain-free, well-ironed shirt. But for TV productions like this, they will use starch to keep that collar up while it's unbuttoned. Yes, believe it or not, people still use starch in their clothing. I always thought it was very old-fashioned, but it works well, it's not difficult to find, and it's quite cheap. It comes in the form of a spray. You spray it on while you're ironing your shirt, and it keeps your shirt crisp, and it's also stain resistant, which is good. But there is a catch, of course. Like adding any chemical to your fabric like dry cleaning, it is going to lessen the lifespan of the shirt. And it's really only safe to use on cotton, so check your shirt fabric before using any starch. If you wear a suit as striking as this, you're bound to get compliments. And it's very important to know how to handle the situation if you're not used to getting them. People often err when accepting compliments on their looks, which can often take two different tracks. The first common mistake people make when accepting a compliment is to feel self-conscious and to then downplay the suit they're wearing, saying it's not that great. This is actually an insult to the compliment giver, inadvertently implying that they know nothing. The second mistake people make when accepting a compliment is to go into far too much detail, leaving the compliment giver wishing he'd never opened his mouth. The absolute best way to accept a compliment is to simply say thank you. You should feel good about getting a compliment, but leave it up to the other person to either walk away or continue the conversation with you. The second suit we see from that fitting session is the grey Super 100. It's another excellent quality suit that is outstanding while doing nothing spectacular. Again, the fit and fabric are on point. The grey fabric is quite light and suitable for wearing in warm climates. It also has a very nice threaded texture running through the fabric, making it visually interesting without being loud. This one has a peak lapel, but the other specifications remain the same as the first suit. A classic 2-button business suit. But I think you can tell as he moves how fine the fabric on that suit is, and it also has the same pick stitching. Tom is still wearing an open collar shirt, well starched, but this time in a light blue. If you only owned these two suits, then I think it would be money well spent. These suits are versatile enough to allow you to use different shirts and not make it obvious that you only own the two. But you will look a lot better than wearing 5 cheap suits. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching to the end. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you with a new video next Wednesday.